Boopity boop boop. It's your boy G the Q. We
Ooh,
back again, baby.
it's your boy, Real Walter Ford.
It's your boy Mac2301, Activated Podcast. And we back.
We back.
And we back. Yeah.
Happy Sunday, y'all. Happy Sunday.
February.
Happy,
February 2021.
February 7th, the
February
week
7th.
before Valentine's Day.
You know me,
Hopefully-
nothing to me. No, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah, it is Super Bowl Sunday. Just shout out to everybody Super Bowl, events, being safe.
Stay away.
Yeah, if you're not
Yeah.
being safe, go be safe because there's a
Oh,
whole
man.
pandemic still. 450,000 people died. So
Yeah, they ain't
More-
trying to hear that. But
more people than all the wars put together, if I'm not mistaken, that died. So
nobody, they don't care about that though. But yeah, what's good with it? Well,
Alright, so yeah, today we finna just freestyle this episode. Alright, we freestyling it, but nah, we finna today. We talking about in the beginning, right now. What's have we been talking about for a long time now? Extremism.
and how that should still exist right now. The Homeland Security,
Nah,
the
it's
head
not
of Homeland Security.
Nah, not Homeland Security. Defense Secretary.
No, not him. No, I'm talking
Chad
about the
Wolf?
Homeland Security. I think his name Chad Wolf. He was
It's
pretty
not
much
Chad
saying
Wolf anymore.
that. No. All right. Here, let me see. But anyway, the dude that Biden kicked, he I should get his name. I'm gonna look it up right now. But he was pretty much saying that extremism is still very, very serious threat in the U.S. And January 6th was just like a example of how if we don't get it under control, how it can get.
what is it? Extremism for those?
Political extremism. Because you could
Yeah.
be an extremist weed smoker. But yeah, political extremism. And I mean, there is left extremism, but it's more right-wing extremism in this country that you should be scared about. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
especially
I think
white
that's-
supremacy and racism, and it's come back, I mean, in full effect. There's many reasons, but I guess Trump is basically the main reason that allowed them to come out and do whatever they want. But
hell yeah.
it's always been there. So like the military, it's always been there. Law enforcement, it's always been there. These are systemic issues. And so, yeah, like with the press came out this week and said the Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin signed a stand down memo addressing extremism. So I mean, you read that and you're like, wow, maybe they're gonna try and do something about it.
In
But
one day.
but you look at it and it's just one day in the next 60 days that the commanders have to just talk to their
Soldiers and sailors and yada yada yada.
And
Airmen.
so I don't know what that like. What are you gonna do? Like I said, ask them. You're gonna say, "Hey, are you a white supremacist? Are you racist? Hey, remember, don't be racist to your fellow soldiers, even though we had segregated freaking groups just like 60, 70 years ago." And
60 years ago, yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell
you've
you
been in the
exactly what's
military,
going to happen.
Yeah,
They're gonna have a briefing, where they
what's
get
a
all
briefing?
the
Everybody
soldiers.
just get in the room.
Yeah, they're gonna bring everybody in the room. They're gonna give it about the same amount of time as they give a suicide prevention class or a sexual harassment class. They're gonna give you about a good 45 minutes, maybe an hour, where they talk about it, claim they're coming up with solutions, offer some resources, and tell you to get back to work.
Yeah.
Hey, if they really tried to like root out extremism in the military, they would lose like 40% of their soldiers. So
Yeah, nigga, had the military be going
50.
45. That's
Is this
60.
racism? This is bad. Go back to work.
It's like your racist boss, like being like, you stop being racist, you know, because his boss told him, you know, you got to have a meeting, and then everybody's just all still racist and white supremacists and extremists. And
Yeah.
It's crazy how it comes. It shows you like what the my bad, in a way, but it shows you how intent, what people's intentions really are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's interesting because like it's a trend now, almost. I mean, not almost. It is a trend now. Like being for black people and like because money follows all these trends. So like being for black people right now is popping because money is popping with that.
And we make shit popping.
Yeah, in general. So
and we make shit popping.
But it's just funny how you can see how in certain aspects it's like one big overwhelming idea, and then everybody takes their own whack at it, I guess. But you can tell the people who are intent really have positive intent, and the systems or the situations where it's just like, all right, we're gonna acknowledge it. That's it. Which is, I think, this is that. This is a case of that, where they just like, oh, okay, everybody else is doing something about, that we gotta say something. And I feel like he's the first black defense attorney, or defense secretary. Excuse me, defense secretary. So, I don't know. I don't want to say I feel like he gotta do it, but I feel like he was like, and I don't even know if it was him, initially made the idea, but I just feel like somewhere somebody made a decision and was like, yo, you need to hop on this train while it's hot. Unfortunately. I mean, and give or take, I guess it is. One day is better than the 0 days, but still though. You know what I'm saying?
well, I think, yeah.
I paid for the meal, you're gonna give me 2 peas,
He's probably dealt with it himself, but
yeah.
But the thing is, like I said, there's this weird thing that goes on in the press where it's like, I understand, right? And for a lot of people and soldiers, they didn't have a black commanding officer, but there's, this thing of like, well, he's the first black, defense secretary, so it makes things better or something. It's better. Like it's all changed now.
The world is different. Look, you got the one.
And so like when this comes out, like it's not addressing the problem. And
yeah, it shows how disingenuous that shit is. You know what I'm saying? Right.
And so I'm sure it's not him with the press coming out and doing it, because the press comes out and is like, oh, acting like it's this huge thing. But I mean, we all know that one day is not going to do anything. And it's this real, like, cultural and society issue that's it's going to take generations of people, because it's been generations of this before. You know what I mean? Like,
fam, the United States. Oh, fuck, I forgot the exact time. Slavery was like, what, 257 years? 250 something years, and we've been out of slavery 150 something years. There's been more years of slavery in the United States than not. So it's like you said, bro, it's literally like a generational, I mean, it's just like a collective consciousness. It's like everybody at the same time, has to come from a even base, I think, to get to that point. And like you said, I think it's generational, but it's just wild, bro. It's just wild how these institutions are really
well. And here's
set up like bring that. Up this one other thing. Yeah,
people will blame social media right now, but like like racism and extremism, political extremism, has been around before social media.
Way before the internet. Way before.
Like, oh, I blame social media for Trump and all this stuff. Like, yeah, Trump utilized Twitter the best out of anybody we've ever seen. And you know what I mean? But that doesn't mean that it wouldn't have happened if there wasn't, you know what I mean, Twitter still.
He would have, he was gone on Instagram.
And so, like,
hey, black people and Mexicans are raping. Like, you just got on there and just say shit, yeah. Or send a telegram or something, you know.
I mean, like, even before TV and radio, this was happening.
That's what I'm saying, man. My nigga, damn, I don't want to say the wrong person. Anyway, one of these old presidents was like, yo, we need to resegregate.
And these,
you know, like,
this comes from people, yeah, I know, I mean, who I would not call racist, at least not like they're not trying to be. They may do things that
like
are like colonialist, is like they're just, it comes up in their head, which is still racist. But this comes up like, I'm not talking like they're not racist at all, but they still have maybe a racist not to black people. Maybe they might think something about like Asian people. Like there's
they have prejudice.
Yeah, but they're still like, they're like, oh yeah, I think it's just because, you know, that social media. So that doesn't recognize
like the
problem.
It's like the people that be like, black people need to get up out of their bootstraps.
Exactly. And it's in people's DNA, you know what I mean? To this point, like where it's like, it's so ingrained in cultural society that it's
what can you do? And I was seeing something, I think you said this a couple weeks ago. It's like it was weird because people was like, yo, we need to shun these people or whatever. Like these people that have these crazy ideas and stuff. But really, it's a lot of people like that. And it's like, what do you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you really do? Because Marjorie Taylor Greene is just like all these people in these positions are just manifestations of a large group of people. You know what I'm saying? They like, oh shit, this is what the fuck I want to see. So her and the other lady as well, it's not just them. They're just the representations of all these millions of people. You know what I'm saying? Or however many people. And it's like, what do you do to, I don't want to say reform, but inform, or at least like deprogram is the word. These people, you know what I'm saying? Because pretty much a lot of these people are just programmed to just be like, I'm a Pizzagate, and like, you know, all the Hillary's emails and like whatever. And it's just I don't know, it's a weird answer, or a weird, it's a difficult answer for a very complex question. So I just think that's wild as fuck. Because this is America.
And it's who we are. I really think everything that we see now is who we've always been. It's just been, you know, projected on a mass scale. You know, everybody across the world are protesting. Well, I'm not gonna say everybody because that's not an actual fact, but there's countries all across the world that are protesting the same stuff that we're protesting, but nobody has a problem with it overseas. But the same thing that we're combating here is just like, oh no, that's it. No, you guys shouldn't. It's because you guys shouldn't commit the crime and all of that kind of stuff. Like, and even with the pandemic, I feel like how the government has been going about this is how they felt about us the entire time. Like nothing about them trying to reform extremism in the military, them trying to promote unity in the country, and all of that shit's fake.
And the stimmy.
All that shit is propaganda. Like that shit's not going to change, especially in the military. Especially
as soon as you vote for these people in Georgia, you're gonna get your stimulus check.
Think about that, think about you're gonna spend one day to try to get rid of extremism, but you can't even solve the sexual assault problems that you've been facing with. You can't seem to stop the suicide rates from climbing at at it's an unacceptable rate because it shouldn't even get to that point anyways. But that's another story for
It should
another
be zero.
day,
Yeah.
podcast. But again, bro, it's like you can't. You're gonna talk about it one day. Okay, what does that do? Because we talk about suicide prevention every fucking week. We talk about sexual harassment every fucking week, and yet here we are. We still here. Like it's all talk. Is what I was.
All
I guess
talk,
what I'm
baby.
saying.
My thing is
Just like
just say it's gonna take a long time. Just like be upfront. You know what I mean? Like say like, hey, we're gonna get you stimulus checks if we're elected, but you know, because of the process, it might take 2 or 3 months because the process is obvious. Like unless they're really trying to get something through, like Amy Coney Barrett or something. You know what I mean? So it's like
or bailing out the banks or bailing out those companies, Wall Street. My bad.
So then it makes it even worse because they lie. You know what I mean? That's a full on lie.
It wasn't like 2.7 trillion dollars. I could be wrong. It was like something around there. So it was like a trillion, right?
Well, that first one was like $4 trillion, and something like 3 trillion of it went to not people, but like companies, big companies,
entities,
like airline.
That's what I'm talking about the bailout. I'm not even talking about like the coronavirus thing. I'm talking about remember when that was part of that. I'm high, my bad. But yeah, you're right. 3 trillion or however many trillion. But what I'm saying is they did that in like a couple days or something. It's like, oh, this is an idea, and whoop, and we finna bail out Wall Street, blah blah blah. And then everybody like, yo, we dying, we hungry, we can't pay our bills, we finna get evicted. My kid's hungry. You're like, all right, well, wait on democracy. Trust the process. Like they the 76ers.
They say that it's like hurry up and wait. Hurry up and wait,
bro.
They say that shit in the military. They'll tell you, you gotta do all of this shit. You gotta hurry up and do all of this shit, and then you gotta wait for the results.
Got your dumb ass.
Yeah, so I gotta do 8-9 hours of nonstop like paperwork for y'all to take 9-10 months to approve a promotion.
It's all they've always been like that. I mean, the American military has always been treated like crap. They prey on young people, one. So they prey on people like, oh, we'll give you a life, basically. You know what I mean? And a lot of people across America are like, there's 2 reasons, or I think 3 reasons why you go in the military. One, you
want to.
Well, that's the biggest one. And if you want to, most of the time it's because you want to, like, if you want to, it's to do something like kill people. There's people who literally go into the military because of guns.
I want to shoot a motherfucker. Oh yeah, I'm from the hood, bro. I know hella niggas that went there just so they could be like, yo, they give you a gun. I don't think.
The second one is you're poor. You're dirt poor. You have to take care of your family.
Situational.
Nothing else. Yeah. So they go into high schools all across America and they recruit people, and it's dirty recruiting tactics, like dirty. They tell you all and promise you all this stuff. And for most people, none of that stuff actually happens or not in the way they tell you. And then
it's because again, a lot of people don't read their contracts. Their contracts will tell you everything that you're supposed to get or it's supposed to happen.
The third one is you get in trouble. Like a lot of my friends got in trouble, and I mean, you either end up, you know what I mean? Your life continues and you continue going to jail because of bullshit reasons, or you go into the military.
Or they say, you need to get your shit together. Go to the service. And that's real too. I know a lot of people that did that too. It's like your ass just need to get organized and
you either
get your life in order. That's what it is.
You either enlist in the military or you serve this 5-year jail sentence. Yes, Jill.
That's a thing.
Judges, yeah, hell yeah, bro. Bro,
You could go to the military or go to jail.
Yeah, I mean,
Like-
there's definitely been certain instances where they'll suspend the sentence if you enlist.
Or if you say like,
ain't-
yeah. Some people, like, if you are saying, "Oh, I'm trying to go in the military," I know this is white people though. Like, "Oh, I'm trying to go into the military, blah 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 blah, get my life better, blah blah blah." They'll be like, "Okay, well, you have to go to the military, or you end up going to jail, or something like that." But
yeah, that's a
oh, you saying white people get the option? I was confused. Okay, I see what you're saying.
yeah, this is a white person
Your black
in the
ass going to
judicial
jail.
system, which is yeah.
Yeah, your black ass going to jail.
well,
Yeah, that's probably why I never heard of that, because none of my friends got the option.
But the thing is, some people go through it and they come back and like they don't get the help they need and stuff like that. But the thing is historically, people who come home from the military and stuff are all fucking wired up, who have seen combat. Either they have extreme PTSD or they're still fucking trying to chase that same high. And so they've been racist their whole life. You train them, and then you train them how to fight and do all this stuff. And then they come over here and we have a real problem with veterans and law enforcement being right-wing white extremists.
Because then they become homegrown terrorists.
That was such a good circle. You just did
So think about it. This
That's
is
real life.
other countries. You're sponsoring homegrown terrorism in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, bro. Like here's the thing. It's like the military. You ask a lot of people now, they wouldn't have joined the military. Nowadays, the main reason why motherfuckers join the military is for financial reasons. Financial reasons, educational reasons, and then
I mean, at the end of the day,
is education.
Educational
That's
is financial.
that's financial.
That's financial. Yeah, you can't pay for school.
Whether and what I was say is like whether you want to chop that up or combine it together, it's whatever. And then it's like a little bit of patriotism, like, oh, you know, a lot of them now will base it off of their
disguised as patriotism, racism disguised as patriotism.
That, and I mean their heritage, or not heritage, but their history. Like
nationalism.
My grandfather was a World War II soldier. My dad was a captain in the Navy. My uncle was.
It's like a family.
Yeah, they come from a military family, and so it's like that is almost ingrained in them, you know.
That's real. I never thought about that. That's some I'm in the military shit. You gotta know that. That makes sense.
Yeah, so it's like, and I mean, so
can I ask you, Delaney, real quick?
What's up?
What did you have any crazy experiences like that when you was in a? I mean, I know you was in the National Guard, but still.
Did I have any crazy stories in terms of what? Like racism?
Like some racist shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just something you noticed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. Absolutely. I was in a it's called a unit.
Okay, so just so y'all don't know, Delaney's from East Central Indiana. Which is, if you translate that, it's so my bad, keep going.
No. But no, my unit, I was like, there was about 350, maybe 400 people in this unit, and I was one of like 8 black people in the unit. I was one of like 15 actual minorities in the unit. So yeah, bro, I see it all the time.
Representation.
Yeah. The number one thing that I remember was, me and my battle buddy, who's also black, because we all stick together in the military.
Yeah.
We stick
Yeah,
together.
that makes sense.
We were in lunch. One of the sergeants from like another part of the army or whatever was complaining about something about the military being soft or whatever. And he followed it up, was like, well, this is what you get when you're in Obama's army. And we was just like, what do you mean by that? You know? And he was like, in a professional term, he was like, black people are weak, is what he was perceiving, what he was portraying that statement as. I mean, like I said, these are people that was in higher ranks than me. So,
which is hilarious because outside we a threat.
Yeah.
That's so fun. That's so hilarious. It's just like whatever mold you want to pick, black people fit that motherfucker. Are you scared? You fucking my bad.
Yeah.
You off.
He's good at hooping, but outside of the basketball court, he's a threat.
Yeah, exactly. You can dunk a ball, but don't have a
yes. I'll love basketball and football, and you know what I mean. But
I know. Fuck Obama. Fuck black people. Fuck Black Lives Matter.
Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle are funny, and you know what I mean.
But let me make sure my fantasy team right.
But that's some colonialist mindset, bro. That's that's some real fucked up shit.
It is. You got the best term, bro. I didn't think about that. Yeah, how like I'm a fuck with you, but I don't fuck with you. Oh man, I think that's a good note to end on right there. That's real shit.
Everybody want to be black till it's time to be black.
Yeah, and I think
but that's that's what I mean. Yes, exactly. I will take and listen and watch you for entertainment and, you know, profit off you. But you know what I mean? At the end of the day,
but I really don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah. And like evil shit too. You know what I mean? So that it makes it, you know, that stuff of, oh, I'm watching you more of like a legitimate, like a slave owner, colonialist, you know what I mean? Imperialist freaking mindset, yes. Of you're lesser than me, you know what I mean? And I'm still
exactly
fight for your rights. Oh, you're not oppressed, or there's no racism. That's the worst one. Is like that we're not racist.
It's like
there was a black president.
Of people. It's millions of people saying the same thing, and it's like everybody lying at the same time about the same thing,
bro.
For the past.
Time out.
History of America.
Time out. And we say this all the time, but it's like other things too. It's like MLK was saying this shit back in the early 60s. Marvin Gaye was singing about this in the 70s. We've been like no matter where
Olympics,
whether it's been politics, whether it's been sports, whether it's been music, whether it's been fashion, we've been saying the same shit for decades.
Throwback. We go to the 50s. Talk about Sidney Poitier. Yeah. So yeah.
Like,
at the end of the day, what we saying?
You think Marvin Gaye was saying, "Make me want to holler just for his health"? Like, no.
You think change was going to come?
What's going on as a rhetorical question? Like, no. Trigger happy polices. Sending those kids over to die in the war. Bro, this is the same shit. This is America. That's exactly what this is. And this is how the system runs. So yeah.
We got to fight each day and basically use the power of information. And
hey, man, if the military can have Yelp reviews, boy, I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, confusing ass information and collaboration.
Spend one day stand down, just like the black squares. One day. There's a lot of you black squares. Hey, there's a lot of black squares and nothing after that. There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Because
And that's some colonialist shit too, bro. I'm gonna.
It's a
yeah.
trend, bro. It's
That's your shit, bro.
It's like, oh, I don't know, like, oh, I'll eat with you, but I won't do anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. You my favorite TV show, but
I will literally do nothing else
black
for
people
you
need
or
to
with you. Yes, you only get
stop
one
being
day.
lazy.
That's what I mean. That's some colonialist shit. You get one day. One day, stand down to learn and address the problem.
Real shit.
So yeah.
On that note, I think we said everything we needed to say. Happy Black History Month.
The more you know.
Every day is Black History.
Thank you for saying that. It's been your boy, Real Walter 4.
It's your boy, GDQ.
And it's your boy, Mac 2301. It's the Activated Podcast. We out.
Boop.
And like that, we go. Y'all stay blessed. Stay healthy from the Rona. Yeah, wear a mask.
Yeah. Even if you get the vaccine, wear a mask. Boop.
Boop.